In this section, we're going to talk about what it's like to engage with a business partner over the phone. When you're making your first cold call, it's really important to prepare before you get on the phone to ensure that you know exactly what you'd like to get out of the phone call. And it's reasonable for you to be unsure of what you might want to say or what exactly that phone call might look like. So feel free to write down what you want to say. Get a script together and make sure that you have all of your points outlined to make sure that you don't miss anything when you get on the phone. Step one is going to be to introduce yourself. Make sure they know who you are, what school you're calling from, and what your program is all about. And we're going to talk to them about work-based learning. We're going to introduce the idea of what work-based learning is, and we're going to talk through what exactly school involvement in work-based learning can be. You want to make sure that before you get off the phone, you have an ask of the employer. And what your ask today is just going to be to get in touch with them at a later date in person. It's going to be very hard for you to set up a work-based learning over the phone the first time talking with someone, so it makes a lot more sense to put some time on the calendar in the future and sit down in person with an employer so that you can hash out a lot more of the details with them. Another thing to consider before getting on the phone with a business partner are some of the selling points. Why does this work-based learning experience also benefit the business? Some things to consider are that this can be a community service experience for a business. It's a chance for them to give back to their local schools. It's also a chance for them to begin to build their own workforce. They are having an opportunity to bring in potential new employees while they're students and help train them a little bit and get a chance to have a bit of an inside track to having employees join them later on. Another thing is that it's a chance for their employees to have a little bit of management experience before they might have that experience naturally within the company. So today I'm going to be making a cold call to Leah from the Armstrong Animal Shelter. Leah is the volunteer coordinator there, so I'm going to talk to her about setting up a work-based learning experience with my students there. I've got my script set up here that has some talking points, and these are the same talking points that you're going to get in the course, and we're going to use these to try to talk to Leah about this volunteer experience.
Armstrong, this is Leah. How may I help you?
Hi, Leah. My name is Graham Wood. I am calling from Central Ohio Local Schools. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I am doing great. So Leah, my school district is looking to build some relationships with local businesses to start work-based learning programs for our students. And this program would offer the opportunity for students to have hands-on workplace experiences and apply some of the academic knowledge that they're learning in the classroom in the real world. So we're designing these programs to promote student success beyond high school into both post-secondary education and careers. So this program relies on varying levels of engagement from the community and business to provide these type of authentic learning experiences. So what we're looking for is pretty much any sort of engagement from employers, ranging from speaking on what happens at your business at our school or hosting students for a work-based learning program. We would love if you'd be able to participate in one of these ways. Does that sound like something that would be possible?
Well, I'm the volunteer coordinator here at the shelter, and I mean, we're always looking for volunteers. So if you think that there's a way to start a volunteer program, then definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've had students who have been involved in the volunteer program before, and they absolutely loved it. But some of these students, I've got 4 students at my school that are really interested in potentially becoming veterinarians. So what I was looking to do was get them a bit more of a hands-on experience with working with animals that might go a little further beyond the typical volunteer experience, we would be more than happy to set up what's called a learning agreement so that we can have a plan in place from the beginning as to what students are going to be partaking in at the shelter. You can approve things from the beginning and set things off limits, and that'll give us an idea at the school of what they're going to be doing there and set some targets for us as well. Does that sound like something you'd be able to do?
Well, I mean, I definitely have a tight budget here, so I don't know that I would be able to exactly employ students, but if you think that there's a way we can work together to craft a more comprehensive volunteer experience so they can kind of see what we do, full picture here at the shelter, I'm happy to do that. We typically let a lot of underage folks or volunteers come, behind the scenes where we do some procedures. But I think that's something that maybe we could talk more about with an agreement.
Yeah, absolutely. The agreement would definitely be able to help us out to iron out some of those issues to make sure that everybody's on the same page. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm absolutely sure that the students would be interested in coming without pay, because I understand that your budget probably may not fit with hiring on 4 new employees. Are there, would you be the right person to meet with, or would it be better for me to meet with somebody else from the Armstrong Clinic?
So I run the internship or the volunteer experience here.
Awesome.
So we have a couple of college interns that I work with too. So I think we could mimic, that internship experience with a volunteer experience for high school students. So I'm the right person. Yep. Cool.
All right. I would love to just shoot you an email as a little bit of a follow-up to make sure that we've got everything down and to set up a date to actually meet in person. We'd be more than happy to come out to Armstrong, or you could come over to the school. Either one would work. So could you give me your email so I can give you a call?
Sure. It's leah.amstutz@armstrong.org.
All right. I will send you a follow-up email here in the next 20 minutes or so. Thank you so much, Leah. I really appreciate it.